Hello League, this is Kenny here. We're going to be doing some highlights and review of our war that ended today against the Last Legion. We lost this war by a star, tough loss. But we should learn from our losses and talk about some of the mistakes that we made, and so we can move forward. We lost a lot of replays. There was a maintenance break this morning, so a lot of our good attacks aren't going to be available. You'll notice here that it's a 15 on 15 war. 4 bases 4 through 15 were all 3-starred on both sides. So this one really just came down to the Town Hall 11s, and we didn't do so hot. So we, of the available 9 stars, we only got 5. They beat us by 1 with 6. With the big reason why we lost was not being able to secure a 2-star attack on enemy number 1. So let's go ahead and look at those. We'll start with Zip's attempt on number 1 here. Zip was going to be doing the ring attack. Goes in with his queen, drops the healers, and this is a multi-stage attack. It's a complex attack. There's a lot going on. The goal here was he was going to send his queen in here at 4:30. The CC was going to go down, and then there's really no telling which way the queen was going to go after the CC goes down. It could have gone either left or right, but that was going to be okay no matter what the queen did. Zip was going to adjust his bowler deployment, and then eventually the Valk portion of the attack, depending on which way she goes. Again, after the CC is gone. We talked about maybe going Eagle side and drawing the CC over to the Eagle side, but we thought, since we were just looking for a 2-star attack, that going after the Eagle right away at the beginning wasn't necessary. That would be more something you would probably want to do if you were really shooting the puck and going for a 3-star attack. So Queen's going in, CC starts to draw, he gets the rage down timely, but made a pretty critical mistake here. The poison's not down, and so with all the heat of those expos, a couple point defenses, Queen goes down, and if your queen dies early on one of these raids, you're done. So he tries to adjust, he throws a king down, he starts putting some bowlers down up here to create some type of a funnel for Valks to attempt to go center. But again, I think he just forgot about the poison spell, because those witches are still doing a number there. The first batch of Valks don't take the jump. And you've got 4 expos in there doing CC. The Infernos didn't even need to fire up. So, this happens to the best of us. It's just an attack gone bad. That's okay. You get the next one. So that meant that I had to do an attack on number 1, and again the goal was to just secure 2 stars. If we get 2 stars on this base, we win the war, because I would have been able to attack this base and then attack number 3, who was a pretty weak Town Hall 11, but needed to get this 2-star first. So let's walk through it. I'm going to be doing the basic ring attack here, and wanted to come in at the 3 o'clock corner. Put a minion down to start a funnel right here. I put a wizard down to start a funnel this side. I drop the queen to get the Tesla that's going to pop up and get the air defense. Once the air defense is down, I'm going to put down my healers, and I'm going to actually break through the wall there to try to do a proper funnel. So again, the goal here, drop a balloon down, because this guy was putting traps in all the corners, so I wanted to save a healer by wasting that loon. Now the goal here was to take the queen towards 12 noon, and then also around 12 noon, bring in my king and some bowlers, do some funneling. I was going to then do 2 jumps right around this, what is that, the spell factory, and then a second jump towards the town hall with 15 Valks, 1 rage, and the idea was I thought that would get the Infernos, that would get the Expos, and if the queen actually kept walking around the 12 o'clock corner and the healers stayed alive, that was going to hopefully secure a pretty high percent. So again, continuing with the video, the queen is going. She's about to draw the CC. Was a little late with the poison, a couple seconds, but it ended up not hurting me too badly. Get that down. Start the process of the funnel up towards 12 o'clock. I did make a pretty big mistake starting. It was really right about here. I knew the sweeper was going to have an impact, and right about here, I should have had another rage spell down, and I didn't. And it was probably because I was getting distracted by starting to do, a wizard drop up at this corner to start that funneling process. And what ends up happening is by the time I looked down at my queen, it was too late to do another rage, and I could not let her die, so I had to burn the queen ability. And the reason why that was such a big mistake here is because then the healers redirect to the warden, and everything's under some pretty heavy heat here because we've got all these expos. So then the expos start taking out the warden, and you have to burn the warden ability. And well, you've definitely eliminated any opportunity of a 3-star at this point. But there's the queen ability there, and so here is the part of this attack that bothered me the most. Right here, the queen starts beating through the wall, and I really anticipated her to continue up and to go after this barracks, and then eventually the mortar, and really go towards the 12 o'clock corner, because again the idea was to put a jump spell down and then another jump spell down over the town hall, and the Volks would have, if the queen goes around that corner, we have a clear path to the center of the base. Instead, the queen breaks through the wall, goes after the king, get another rage down, but really what the queen's doing right now is taking out everything that was going to attract the Volks to go to the center. And so, I sent a test Volk there. That one actually kind of, it goes okay, but, at this point I'm sending in the Volks, and everything that was in front of the town hall that the Volks would have gone to is now been cleared out. So all these Volks are now going to this wizard tower right here. And so this is when I knew I was done. So, you just, at this point, you hope you're getting lucky with something. I thought maybe, if that Inferno could go down somehow by those bowlers or something like that, but it just wasn't going to happen. So, fast forward through this one. Failed attempt. It didn't go well. Queen walk started okay, but, I didn't anticipate her breaking through that wall, and that was the end of it. So what can we do moving forward with this? We have a lot of guys going towards 11 right now. We have a lot of people working on the Warden. We have a lot of people working on heroes from 40 to 45. We're a couple months away from having a lot more Town Hall 11 gameplay. So I think we need to come up with some strategies to try to secure these 2-stars on the Town Hall 11s. When I was in the Masters League, we had these were 50 on 50 Town Hall 11 wars, and when they were doing that, one of the things that they would do right away is the goal was to secure 2 stars on all of the Town Hall 11 bases, and if you did that, then that freed up the rest of the players to go for the more gutsy 3-star attempts. And because a lot of times the 3-star attempts either end with 1 star, or you get it and you get the 3rd star. So maybe we can do some more Town Hall 11 friendly challenges. Maybe another way to go is I know with my queen walks, when I stop doing them in my raids, I get stale on them in the war. So, if you can find a raid that you're doing for while you're continuing to get your loot to keep moving forward with things, that's similar to a style that you could use for a war attack, that means you're getting a couple practices in a day, and when in some cases, maybe up to 10 or 12 of practice attempts a day. I think it's hard when you only do 2 war attacks every 48 hours to improve. So that means we either need to be doing a bunch of friendly challenges as a clan, which we're not doing right now, or you need to be practicing with the raids. One or the other. There's no way around it. We're not going to get better unless we are doing more attempts. And friendly challenges is probably the best way to go. I'm trying to catch a live attack. Floor wax. Is it builder base? It's not. What's he got going on here? Another ring style attack. This is looking a lot like one of our war attacks. He might get the Volks. Where are they at? They're in there. This is going to be tough. His king is somehow redirecting back towards that jump. Gets the ability. Is the town hall going to go down? It is. He's going to get it. Well, that's good. You know what I like about this though, Wax, is you're doing you're doing a ring style attack, and you found a ring style base, and it's going to end up being a 71% attack, and you get a 71% 2-star attack on a Town Hall 11 during a war, then you've certainly done your job. So I was just talking about that, right? And you get a good practice in a couple times a day, and all of a sudden these war attacks become a lot easier. So again, I encourage all of us to have discussions about these things. Let's post some friendly challenges, and continue to move forward and learn from these losses, and we'll get back in the win column next time. So anyway, I'm out for the night, and we will all talk soon. See ya.